Well, looks like they're putting a new roof on the neighbor's house. Boy, they better get at it. It's supposed to get cold. But hey everybody, welcome back to Hawks DIY. I'm Chuck, and we're off to another project. Boy, that sun is bright today, good Lord. But hey, it's January 22nd, and they're looking at snow coming. The snowpocalypse of 2026 is coming. They're saying on the 24th, so anyway, we're going to be inside today. We're going to be working on my 1993 Gibson SG Standard. We're going to be replacing the volume pots and the tone pots, and looks like it's going to be some fun. So anyway, let's get started. All right, guys and gals, before we get started, I just wanted to say that I'm a little bit late on getting this video out, but there's a reason for that. I've been working on this office slash music room slash studio, and I just wanted to spruce it up a little bit, you know? So anyway, here is what I got accomplished. And to start, I got the wall hangers installed for the G&L and the PRS. And so the G&L is finished. I got that project done basically last year. And then I'm currently working on the PRS. I'm still not quite totally finished with it, but we're getting there. But anyway, I got that stuff done, which really helped because then I was able to clear out this corner, and I'm going to do something with that case. That's the case for my Samick electric bass. But I had an acoustic guitar over there, and I had that bass sitting there. So I cleaned that up. I put my Mezza Boogie up on an amp stand, and so, you know, it's just better situated over here. And so then I come over here and I redid this wall, and I got the brick paper put up, and I got a man cave sign. It actually is, it lights up. It's got LED lighting, so that's pretty cool. And so the only downfall with the paper was the paper didn't quite match. The old paper didn't match the new paper. And but I have a fix for that. I think what I'm going to do is above this door, I've got this material, and I think I'm going to do the same thing over here. And then that'll cover up that transition where the paper didn't match. So anyway, freeing up that corner, I was able to get my bass out here and my Taylor acoustic out here. And so just tidying things up. And then of course our project for today I've got sitting on the table. So anyway, I just wanted to share that. That's something I've been working on, been wanting to get done for a long time. So I guess we're ready to start talking about this SG. Alright, ladies and gents, here is the 1993 Gibson SG Standard. And I still got it in the case because I wanted to show you the case first and kind of go over the history of the guitar. We're going to be installing this EMERSON Prewired kit. I'm going to try it out, but that's what we're going to be installing in it. But I've still got the original warranty card and receipt. And we'll get into this stuff here in a minute. But this guitar I bought in 1993 at Swing City Music in Collinsville, Illinois. I traded in an American Stratocaster, I believe it was a 1979, for this guitar. And the only mods I've done to it is I replaced the occlusion tuners and put Shaler tuners. And then I put a new humbucker in the back, and it was actually an SH6 Duncan distortion humbucker. And I put strap locks on it. So that was the only mods that I ever did on the guitar. And based on the serial number, this guitar was made in Nashville, Tennessee, here at Gibson here in Nashville, Tennessee. So that's pretty cool. So that's a little bit of history. So it's 32 years old. So I guess let me get this thing out of the case. Or I guess I could show you a little bit of the case. There's only one bad spot, I think, and that's right there. And that's just where the covering's kind of peeled back a little bit. But it's, all in all, the case is still in really good condition, you know, for 32 years old. And I did a lot of gigging with it back in the day. So here's the top. Still looks pretty sharp. It's a few spots here on the edge here. And then come around to this side. So it's got a combo deal on this case, which is cool. And you got a total of 1, 2, 3, and I think there's a 4th latch over here, right here. So you got 4 latches plus your combination, and then there's the handle. So as you can see, the case is in really good shape. So I guess let me get this out of the case. We'll get it up on the Music Nomad cradle that I've got sitting over there. And then I'll let you get a good gander at her. Well, before we put the guitar up on the cradle, I thought I'd show you the inside of the guitar. It's got this little... it's got its own lingerie that sits on top. It's kind of cool. So you just peel that back, and there she is, guys. There she is. Isn't she pretty? Look at that. So let me go ahead and get her out on the cradle. I just wanted to show you how the inside of the case, I guess I could show you this compartment. This is the only compartment it has. And you just keep your accessory strings and stuff like that in there. So that's pretty much it on the case. So let me get it out on the cradle and we'll get started. Well, let's drink her up a little bit. What do you say? So here she is, an up close and personal look at her. So there are some flaws, and I guess I could point those out to you. You know, of course, being a 1993, you know, it's going to have some, you know, dings and scratches and stuff like that. You know, it's just inevitable being that old. But let's start out. It's most of the wear and tear is on the back, and which is the case in most electrics. But let's go ahead and turn her over on the cradle. Alright, the first obvious flaw is you've got, this is where I was always holding the guitar, and it just wore down the paint job over time. And then also, if you look here, there's some damage here, and that is where the guitar neck was resting on a guitar stand. If you come to the other side, you can see the same thing right here. So that's the problem up there on the neck. The rest of the neck looks pretty good. Then you get in the back here, and I purposely got the guitar in the ring light so that you could see the scratches. You see all the little scratches, and that's from belt buckles and, you know, all of that. You can see them. And then right here, there's a real bad spot right here where that guitar was resting against a guitar stand. So them old school guitar stands were brutal on the backs of guitars. But that's really the only flaws the guitar has. So just wanted to share that. So what are we going to be doing? Well, we're going to be replacing these potentiometers, the tone and the volume, both. And we're also going to be replacing the switch and the input jack. This kit I ordered, it's got everything in it. The switch, the pots, everything comes in the kit. So that's what we're going to be doing. Now, why am I doing this? Well, the volume pots, and especially the main one for the humbucker, is just worn out. And it's the main culprit. But the other three are, you know, they're not long, and they're going to be starting to have issues as well. Plus the switch, it shorts every once in a while. It'll short on you, and it's aggravating. So that's why I'm doing this. You know, you got to think too, these are 32 years old, those pots are. So anyway, that's what we're going to be doing. Now, always keep your old parts. Now, this is the old PAF that was installed in the bridge position. And then I kept it. I put it in the Seymour Duncan case. And then, you know, here are the old occlusion tuners. And I didn't even show you that. But if you look, those are Shaler's. And they're Shaler Deluxe. You'll see the S on the left and then Deluxe on the right there. And so that's what, and man, once I had tuning problems before I put those tuners on. So those original, just wasn't happy with the original occlusion keys. But I guess it's time to put you up on the stand, and we'll get started on this. Alright guys, gals, we can get started. So you're going to need a spanner tool. And this is to get the knobs off of the potentiometers. And then you're going to need a 1/2-inch wrench, box wrench, to get everything off of the guitar. And then you're also going to need a screwdriver to take the back cover off. So I guess let's get going here and start with this spanner tool and start taking these knobs off. Hopefully they won't be on there too snug. It's been a while since I've pulled them off. Yeah, that one was pretty snug. But yeah, we're just going to go down through here and get these taken off. And you got to be careful so you don't mar up your finish. They do a good job with the spanner tool putting some kind of material on the back so it doesn't get your the back of your, or the surface of your guitar messed up. But boy, these are, there we go. These were on there. It's the first time they've been taken off in years, so kind of makes sense why they're being so stubborn. But these are, from what I remember, I think these are 24 teeth knobs on the spine. Come on now. It's just being stubborn now. It's coming now. But yeah, these hadn't been off in a long time. Come on now. This one I think has been off a few times, so that will come right off. So now we got the knobs off. And we're going to go ahead and get the back cover off now. Real fast. There's nothing to that. You're just going to have 5 screws. So we'll get these out. And then we'll take a look at what we got here and see what we're going to have to do to get, we got to get everything out of the cavity. So now I've got to be able to pop that cover out, and I don't think I have anything that can fit in there to pull it out. So I'll come back at you here in a minute. I'll get this cover popped off, and we'll take a look at the inside of the cavity. Alright, I got the back plate off, and looking at it, looks like it's going to be fairly easy on this end. You know, this jack will pull on right up out of here. So will these 2 pots here. But you got one of the pickups, the bridge is coming in right here. I'll have to unsolder it there. Then you got the front pickup coming in there, and that will have to be unsoldered. And then you got a ground coming in here from the bridge. So that's going to have to be unsoldered. But then once I do all of that, then I'll be able to pull all of these internal parts out of the cavity, and then we can install the Emerson. So let me get going on this and hopefully get this all cleaned out of here, and I'll come back at you and we'll start on the Emerson install. Alright, I got the front pickup and the bridge pickup unhooked, and I've got the ground coming from the bridge. I've got it unhooked. So now everything located inside the cavity can come out, and we'll be good to go. So that's going to be a pretty easy process. All I got to do there is take this 1/2-inch wrench and take the nuts off and just drop everything down. And then this switch, I'll be able to use the grooves on the spanner tool, you know, to get that. So that's what I'm going to do next. I'm going to get everything removed, and once I get an empty body here, I will come back and I'll show it to you. Alright guys, So the potentiometers is ready to, and switch, and the input jack's all ready to come out of here. So I got the nuts and washers off, and I got the switch and the input jack. All that stuff is off. So we're ready to pull this up out of here. And shouldn't be much to it, really. Should be all one big thing here. I'm going to try to do this one-handed. Yeah, it'll come out of there. Look at there. Come on now. Alright. So there it is. So now the cavity is completely empty. I'm going to clean it up real good. And also the other on the front, you can see it needs some cleaning. So I'm going to go ahead and do that and clean this up real good before we get started. But there she is, guys. Got all the guts out of there. I'm going to keep this exactly the way it is. That way it can be put back to original if I want to. So I'm keeping all the original parts. Alright. Got her dialed up pretty good now. So she's looking nice. And then I took some of that canned compressed gas and I blew out the cavity so there wouldn't be any debris in there. So we're ready to go. We're ready to get the EMERSON installed. So this is the EMERSON Prewired guitar kit for the Gibson SGs. It comes with 4 500K pots. It's got a capacitor on each pickup. Comes with the switch and the input jack. And it's all pre-soldered. So you can just drop her in and solder up your pickups and you're good to go. It also comes with a sticker, and then it's got some literature here, some instructions and stuff. So that's the kit. Now these are pretty expensive. That kit's like 170 bucks, I think. But man, I mean, the convenience is just, look at all the, you know, how good the soldering is. I mean, it's a no-brainer. So, and they're good pots too. And this is American made. This is made in the USA. So, anyway, let's get it dropped in there. And then we'll wire up the pickups and the ground wire after that. Alright guys and gals, I got the new wiring harness. I got it dropped in there. And it was kind of a hassle. The switch kind of gave me fits. The hole wasn't big enough. So I ended up using a file and it was an oval file. And I just filed around the perimeter of the hole until it would finally fit. And so I've got everything in there. Got everything tightened down. Switch is working great. All potentiometers are turning. This one's a little bit tough. The volume pot for the front pickup. But other than that, everything looks great. So I'm going to come back here and we're going to get this wired up. So I got just the front and the back pickup to wire up, and then the ground wire. And then we'll be good to go. We'll be able to fire this guitar up. I'm pretty excited about it. So I'm going to do that. I'm going to finish this up and then I'm going to call it a day. And then tomorrow we'll hook this guitar up. It takes me a little while to hook everything up and get everything done. And I still got a little bit of work here to do. So we'll get this wired up and then we'll talk to you tomorrow. Alright folks, well it's the next day and I can feel that cold air coming. That snow's gonna be here this evening. So I got the wiring finished yesterday, and so we're ready to go. I only got one problem. I got the knobs. The old knobs won't fit the guitar, so they're just wallered out and just won't fit. So I'm gonna make a run to Guitar Center. So we'll go get some new knobs, and but until then, let's go inside and take a look at the guitar real quick, and I'll show you the wiring and show you where I'm at on it. So anyway, let's go inside. All right, folks, here's the final product. So I've got the bridge pickup wired in. I got the white and the red wire soldered together and heat shrinked. Then you'll see the green and bare wire is soldered to the volume pot, grounded. Then you'll see this black wire right here going over to the terminal. That's the hot wire. And then this here is the front pickup, the PAF, and it's grounded to the volume pot, and then the hot wire's going to the terminal. And then you got this ground wire here coming from the bridge tailpiece, grounded to the volume pot. So all the wiring is complete. Cavity's been cleaned out really well. It's a good clean installation. Really happy with it. So now let's turn the guitar over, and we've got everything done here. I've already showed you this part, but let me show you what happens when you put one of these old knobs on. So it's on, right? But it's so worn out, it just doesn't fit anymore. And all of them are that way. So I'm gonna go get some new top hat, Gibson top hat knobs over at Guitar Center, and we'll hopefully get that fixed. So let's head to Guitar Center. All right, folks. Well, just pulled up here at Guitar Center. I'm gonna go in here and get some knobbages. Maybe a t-shirt or two if they're not too expensive. So let's go. Alright guys, it was no go. They didn't have the knobs, so probably should have checked online before I headed up here, but we'll head back to the house. We'll just have to do the test without the knobs, I guess. So alright, let's get going. Well, I got home and got back to the house, got me some lunch, and I got my thinker a-thinking, and I thought, man, it couldn't be that easy. Seriously? So, I don't need the new knobs. So these, I can reuse them. Here's what I did. You'll see it on the end of these pots. You'll see that they're notched. So you can take, you gotta be delicate and easy about it, but you can take your screwdriver, put it in that notch, and you can spread it apart. That way it fits more snug onto your knob. So anyway, I'm going to do that. I already did this one. This one's good to go. So I saved myself from spending money on something that I didn't need to spend. So that's cool. Now we're ready to test this thing. Also, I was going to mention that I set the pickup height for both pickups. Basically, usually the front pickup is about 3/32, and then the bridge pickup is a 1/16 to an 1/8, anywhere in that ballpark range. So I got those set, and then I took the old parts and I put them on this Emerson board that came with the new parts. That way I can go ahead and store this, and if I ever need it in the future, if I want to put this guitar back to original, I'll be able to do that. So I guess let's work on getting this table broken down, and then we'll get it hooked up over here and see how she sounds. Well, it's the next day and the snow is here. I got some eBay sales in yesterday afternoon, so I had to get to the post office. So I wasn't able to continue on with the video, but we're gonna get in there and test out this SG here in a minute. But yeah, the snowpocalypse has begun. And it's colder than an Eskimo's outhouse out here. Let me tell you, man, it's bad. But check it out. Awesome, ain't it? Winter Wonderland is here. So let's get inside. Let's check out this SG. All right, so we're finally getting to sit down with the SG and just feel her out a little bit. But I wanted to talk about a couple things first. Number one, I made a mistake on the tuners. I told you that they had Clusion tuners on here originally. That's not the case. It was Gibson Deluxe tuners. I don't know why I thought it had Clusion tuners on it, but it didn't. And also on this kit, I'll provide a link in the description down below, and you can check this out. They make all kinds of kits for various guitars, so check them out. So anyway, I guess we'll get started here, and we'll first check out the clean channel, so let's get going. Alright, I got the clean channel queued up, and I'm running both amps. I'm running the Mezza Boogie and the Fender Hot Rod Deluxe 3 together. So we're going to get started on clean channel, and I'll first show you the three different sounds with the switch. So right now we're on the bridge pickup. So there's that setting. Then the middle, hear the switch and tone. And then now to the front pickup. Hear that? So there's the clean channel, guys. Alright guys, so I got the overdrive channel queued up now, and I'll show you what the SG sounds like on that. One thing I'll mention is on the volume pots, I found that if you roll them back like 2 notches, like down to 8 or so, 7 or 8, it really hits a sweet spot. The same with the tone. But one thing I do like about the volume pots is when you roll them off, you don't lose the highs. So let's first show you what I mean by that. So let's start with the bridge pickup. So right now I've got it all the way up, right? But now I'm going to dial it back, watch. Kind of takes a little bit of that edge off. Now it's smoother. Okay, so that's the bridge pickup. And then the middle pickup, okay, so that's the middle pickup, and then there's the front pickup. And on the front pickup, it's the same deal with the volume and the tone. So there's all the way up right there. Dial it back a little bit, really hit that sweet spot. Same with the tone. So there you go, guys. That's the Gibson SG Standard 1993. And I got her done finally. She's really very usable now, and shoot, you could gig with this guitar, not have any issues at all. But let's see if you can get a good look at her. But she's pretty, and I'm really happy with the results of the Emerson solderless kit. It makes the job so much easier. You can just drop that in there. You only got to wire up the two pickups and the ground wire, and it just makes the job a lot easier. Could you imagine having to go and do every one of those pots individually? It would take you forever. So with this kit, you can just drop it in there and be done. I mean, pretty quick, you know. So anyway, hope you enjoyed the video. I really enjoyed getting this going again. There's a lot of sentimental value for this guitar, and I'll never get rid of it. But anyway, if you liked the video, please like and subscribe. Doesn't cost you anything. It's free. Really helps out the channel. And I appreciate you watching. And I guess I'll see you on the next project. Yeah, she's coming down now. They're calling for 1 to 3 inches. And but they're calling for some freezing rain late tonight. So it's liable to get pretty messy out here. So if you folks are out in this stuff, stay warm and stay safe. Stay home for the best of wisdom there. Just stay home. But anyway, thanks for watching. Appreciate it. Hey, by the way, hit that notification bell so you get updates of when I release new videos. And we'll see you next time. Man, she come down pretty good.